I'm started.
Hello, Rachana.
Good afternoon, Shweta.
Good afternoon, Rachana. So, are you ready for the interview?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Do you have any PPT presentations or you are
Yes,
going to
I'm
present?
having.
Okay,
Yeah,
can
I'm
you please
having.
share me the screen and walk me through the PPT?
Okay, sure. I'm just
What are the
sharing my
topics you
screen.
are going to cover?
Like I have listed some few topics. I will show in that in the PPT.
Sure. Okay, please
Okay.
carry on.
Okay.
Yeah. I can see your screen, Rachana. Go ahead, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here I'm going to explain about Anaplan. In this session, I am going to explain few contents like introduction to Anaplan, getting ready to build, time and versions, list, and modules. And here I listed some of the topics which I'm going to explain now, like what is Anaplan, what are the contents, components of Anaplan, what are the basic building blocks, what are the benefits, what are plans, how to log into Anaplan, how to create a model, what are the time ranges and versions, what are lists, types of list, modules, and how to create a module, model schema, and model map. So let's get into the explanations. First and foremost question is what is Anaplan? So Anaplan is a cloud-based platform that enables planning, and it is also the name of the company which created the platform. And Anaplan is a business planning software company which is headquartered in San Francisco, California, and founded in the year 2006 by Michael Gold. In recent years, we can plan only for one department like sales or HR or finance or marketing. But in this, by using Anaplan, we can plan and model for all the departments like sales, HR, finance, marketing, supply chain, and etc. The name Anaplan combines the words analysis and planning, is known for in-memory database and calculation engine called as Hyperblock. And it is a platform that can handle a great variety of use cases with instant updates across billions of cells. And Anaplan is also a connected planning. It allows people, users, and plans to interact with the data, and so that we can make any better decisions for at every level. So this is the introduction of an Anaplan. So I'm moving to the next slide. So these are the components of Anaplan. There are 7 components of Anaplan. They are cloud, workspace, models, lists, modules, line items, and user experience. First component is cloud. Cloud is used to store a large amount of data within at a single place, and we can also retrieve the data whenever we want. And cloud is a network of remote servers posted in the internet. And next, workspace. A workspace is just company private area in the cloud that holds all your models. And in your workspace, we can define few or many models. It depends on the workspace size. And next component is models. A model is a collection of lists, modules, dashboards, user experience page, and line items. All the data within your model is recalculated automatically after any changes. And Anaplan apps are the pre-built models. They are ready to consume the data whenever we want, and they will provide a model experience. Next, coming to list. List are the key elements of Anaplan, and we can also say list or act as a transactional data. That means we cannot change that data frequently. And list in Anaplan are entered once and used throughout the model. Like we can take an example like employees data. Employees data is created once, and we can use the employee data throughout the model wherever we want, like in modules and in calculations also. Next point is in lister we can use hierarchies within the list like G1 region, country, location, departments, products queues, and etc. Next, modules. Modules are the multi-dimensional home for the data. Like what is dimension? Dimension will give structure to our data, and it will provide meaning to a model. And dimensions are list, time, and versions. Time is a default dimension in a model. And multidimensionality means in recent year, like if we compare with the Excel is the only two-dimensional data. but in Anaplan, the main advantage is it is multidimensional. That means we can enter more than 2 dimensions in a single module, and modules work together to form a model. And the data is displayed in a grid format similar to spreadsheets, and we can refer wherever we want. The main advantage of the model is it is a multidimensionality. Next, coming to line items. Line items holds raw data and the results of calculation, and we can create n number of line items in a single module. There is no limit for that, and the calculations are done in the line items. Next, user experience. End users interact with the Anaplan model through the user experience, or we can simply call it as UX. The UX provides the users with the relevant data for their daily work or planning for the business. And the UX screen will provide users to edit the data or do any modifications in that by providing some securities by the model builder. So these are the components of Anaplan. I'm just moving to the next slide. Basic building blocks of Anaplan. So there are 3 basic building blocks of Anaplan. They are central library, engine, and the user experience. So these 3 components will work together to form a model and provide the model performance, and it will great to increase the model performance. First building block is central library. The central library contains model dimensions, time, versions, and list. List will hold in the central library to define your business, and the shared list are referred anywhere at any time to the multiple modules. That's why we call this part as a central library. And this is also act as a reference library that hold all your list to define your business. And we in the central library we also have 2 dimensions called time and version. Time is a built-in dimension in a module. Time will provide the structure to our data, and versions is also built-in dimension in a model. We use we use versions to compare the different scenarios in a real time, like actual sales data and forecast sales data, like that. Next is engine. Engine is the place where all the hard work happens, and engine is made up of modules and dimensions. This is place where all the logics is applied and calculations are performed using the list and dimensions from the central library. And the engine is made up of 3 modules called input module, calculation module, and output module. Input module, it will provide the input to do some calculations in the calculation module, and the calculation module will contains all the business logics, and calculations are performed to get the output. In the output module is the report of the calculation module. It is used for the users to provide relevant data. Next is user experience. This component mainly focuses on how the end users are going to use Anaplan to perform their daily task. We have to think the user experience as canvas. Like we can add modules, part of modules, graphs, charts, and any data that we want to provide to the users, so that they can edit the data or do any modifications for their planning the business processes. So these are the basic building blocks of Anaplan. Next is benefits of Anaplan. So here I included 5 benefits of Anaplan. They are dynamic planning, intelligent decision making, adapts quickly, stay focused and on target, meet regulatory requirements. First benefit of Anaplan is dynamic planning. In recent years, planning is inflexible, complex, and lack the ability to adapt to collaborate on changes. So that's why the companies were unable to adopt the circumstances on changes. But the Anaplan is dynamic planning because we can react to the changes much faster in Anaplan, and it provides a positive impact for the better performance of a model. Next is intelligent decision making. We have to choose Anaplan for making a smarter decisions across the whole business. This is the platform that will provide you with all the data to take a smarter decisions and choices to increase the business and models. Adopts quickly. This is the most advantageous benefit of the Anaplan is how quickly it allows you to adopt on changes. In recently the Anaplan announced mobile application, and user experience pages, so that we can use Anaplan from wherever we are by just having an internet and mobile application. Stay focused and on target. This ensures you to stay focused and on target to because we have to adopt accordingly whenever we have the planning with the new information about the future. Meet regulatory requirements. In the real time, we should be in touch with the client to meet the regulatory requirements, and we have to show the all the differences and what the implementations are done at the daily work. So these are some of the benefits of Anaplan. I'm just moving to the different one, plans. Plans are the set of guidelines that will help you to design and structure the model. So plan stands for performance, logical, auditable, necessary, and sustainable. Performance is like when we want to increase the performance of a model, we should use correct structures and formulas to optimize the hyperblock. Next, logical. While we are building a model, we should be in thought of using a standard approach called DISCO, and we should be build models and formulas using a standard approach. The DISCO stands for data module, input module, system module, calculation module, and output module. Auditable. When the formulas are complex in a module, first we need to break the formulas into smaller parts for better understanding, performance, and maintainability. Next is necessary. We should take only necessary data, and we should avoid unnecessary duplicate data, and we should store and calculate the data and attributes once and reference that to many times and wherever we want in the module. Next, sustainable. We have to build the model with future in mind. Whenever we make any changes, it should adopt quickly as per the changes, and we have to thinking about the process cycles and updates. So these are about the plans. Next is model building and model designing. So there is a quite difference in the model building and model designing. First is model building. Model building is done from the backend process, like building the list, modules, and then UX. First, we need to collect the data from the different sources and keep that in at one place. And next we have to take the data, and we have to build the list according to the data we have to take in the modules. First we need to build a list, and we have to make the model calendar, and we have to take versions if there are any need. Then we have to build modules, and calculations are done in the modules by taking the dimensions from the central library. And then we have to design the UX page to show the user with the relevant data, and they can make edits as per their requirement, and they can use the UX pages for their daily work. But the model designing starts from the front end, like UX, next modules and calculations, next list. First we need to gather the information from the customer, like how they want to see the user experience and what data they need in the user experience. From that we need to draw a sketch, like how they want to see and what they want to see, what they need to do, if they want to need any modifications, we have to provide that. From that we need to take modules, and we should perform certain calculation, and we have to determine what modules are needed to perform the task in UX. So from that we have also to determine what lists are needed to determine the modules. So we have to gather all the information accordingly, and we have to build the model. The next one is how to log into Anaplan. So for login to Anaplan, we need to search www.anaplan.com in the address bar of any web browser. So I'm just showing it in the web browser. Here I'm just typing www.anaplan.com. I'm just click enter. So here we'll get a page. There is an option called login. We have to just click on that. it will take us to the login page. Here we can log in by two ways. One is by providing username and password. One is for login with SSO. SSO stands for single sign-on. This single sign-on is an authentication process that enables users to securely authenticate all the multiple applications and websites with a single set of credentials. This is mostly used by the employees in the organizations. As of now, I am giving username and password. Underneath this, we have a continue button. We have to click on that. So after this, it will take us to the home page of your workspace. So this is a home page of our workspace. Here there are few set of options called Anaplan logo, home navigation menu, search, notification, help, and account. So this Anaplan logo will help us to return to the home page directly by just clicking a single click. We can also return to the home page by clicking the home in the navigation menu. And here we have few options called apps, my pages, models, CloudWorks, and App Hub. App Hub enables to group related pages that we want to publish to the users. And my pages are created by the model builders. It is their personal view, and my pages are only seen by the model builders. Models page will show all the models, all the existing models which were created in a workspace. CloudWorks is the integration tool that will help us to collect the data from the source and keep that into the Anaplan. App Hub contains all the built-in models for the common use cases, and we can also use when we want in the model, or we can start from scratch by creating our own. And here we have an option called search. If you want to search anything like models, my pages, apps, that means we can search here. I'm just searching and showing you how it works. I'm just searching the existing model, level 1, like that. It is showing the result of level 1. We can choose directly from this. If we can search models, pages, and apps here. So here the notification icon will help whenever we get any messages from the Anaplan, it will show in, and it will give a red alert so that we can quickly check the notifications whenever it possible. Help icon will help option will help you to the user guidance or one-to-one support or training, or whenever we want some technical documentation about Anaplan, we can search here. If we click on that, we'll get search, community, Anapedia, about UX, vote for ideas, so on. And this is the account of your workspace. It will show my account and logout. Here there are models, my pages, and apps. We can do the favorite of a model which can be seen here directly, and we can open with a one click. So this is the home page of the Anaplan. And just moving to the next slide. How to create a model. This I will show in the workspace. So these are the steps I'm just saying. Log into workspace, click on models, click on manage models, click on new, provide a new model name, click on OK. So I will show this in the workspace. First we need to click on models. It will take to the next page, and here we need to click manage models, and it after clicking on the manage models, it will open a model management dialog box. So in this we have a few options called open, new, copy, delete, rename, import, copy, and archive. So whenever we want to create new or open, we should use these options, and these are the existing models that I have created already. So I'm just creating a new one, and the naming convention should be good for this model name. I'm just keeping as now assignment. Just we have to click on create model. It will take us to the new model page. So this is a new model that I have created. And next slide is about excuse me, time settings. We can find these time settings underneath the model settings tab. Time is a built-in dimension in a model. and it defines the structure of a model. Whenever we change anything in the time settings, it will automatically reflect to all the models wherever we take this as a dimension. So under the time setting, we have 4 types of calendars. This I will show in the workspace. So underneath the model settings tab, we have time settings. So in time settings, I'm just showing now model calendar. Here the calendar types, here we have 4 types of calendars. But by default, the calendar type is months, quarters, years. This time structure will give months, quarters, years data. Whenever we want to show the data in months, quarters, we'll choose this type of calendar. Fiscal year start month. It is asking to start the fiscal year month for whichever month we have to start, because it is vary from organization to organization. Every organization will use different type of fiscal year starting month. So here we have 12 months. We can use whatever month we want. As of now, I am taking January here. So next, fiscal year label. By default, the fiscal year label is FI. If you want, we can change it to any label. But the limit of the fiscal year label is 2 characters only. We cannot give more than that. It will not take. But be careful when we change this label. When we are exporting this, we should be in the same format in the source also. Current fiscal year. We can take whatever current fiscal year we want to show in the model, and we can add past and future years to the current fiscal year also. As of now, I'm taking January to December. If I want, I can add past years like this, and I can also add future years like this. And the limit of past years is 20 and the limit of future years is 50. We cannot add more than that. The best practice is to keep the time scale small as much as possible, because if we keep time scale larger, it will increase the size of the model. So the best practice is to keep the model calendar as small. And we can also include quarter totals, half-year totals. Quarter totals will give the total of 3 months into a quarter total. It will provide an extra summary column like quarter totals, and it will add all the values from January, February, and March, and it will provide in the quarter total, quarter 1. Half year also will work same like quarter totals, but it first every 6 months it will calculate the sum of all 6 months, and it will show in the half year totals column. And next, I should say about the current period. We can choose any current period we want from the current fiscal year. The benefit of the current period is we can refer it in the line items or formulas whenever we want, instead of the hard coding. The formulas we can take like current period start, current period end, is current period, like that. We have to avoid hard coding as much as possible. So year to date summary and year to go summary will work with the current period. It is based on current period, and year to date summary will provide an extra column in the time scale, and it will add all the values from the starting current fiscal year up to the current period. If we take current period as March, it will count from January, February, and March. It will sum up all the values, and it will show in the year to date summary. And next
Hello,
is
Rachana. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Your camera
Yes,
is not visible. Can you please on your camera?
I have already added.
Once,
Wait a
please
minute,
check.
I will check.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you see that?
Okay, fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
I will
carry
continue
on.
with that. So year to go summary will also work with the current period. It will add an extra summary column in the time scale that we are taking dimension in the module, and it will sum all the values after the current period to the end of the time scale. If we take March, it will start by summing all the values from April to December. The total of all periods will provide an extra summary column, and it will take all the sum of the values for all periods. And next, the summary column is calendar type is 445, 454, and 544. These 445 are the weeks that group into months for each quarter. Some of the organization wants to show the data first month in for 4 weeks, second month will contain 4 weeks, and third month will contain 5 weeks. If as per the requirement, we have to select these type 445, 454, and 544. This end of fiscal year means this is a radio button, we can only choose one, and this will affect in the current fiscal year. Like when should the fiscal year start? Here it is showing Saturday, so it will start from the Saturday in the December, or we can choose any day that we want and any month that we want. So it is like last Tuesday in May, it will show like that. This is about Saturday nearest to the end of December. Here also we can choose any day that we want and any month that we want. Tuesday nearest to the end of April. In that way, the current fiscal year will form. This fiscal year label is same as the previous calendar type, and the next is fiscal year label is aligned with. So end week of the there are two options: end week of the fiscal year and start week of the fiscal year. End week of the fiscal year means the calendar type that have first day of the last week of the fiscal year is used as the fiscal year label. Start week of the fiscal year means the calendar year of the final day of the first week of the fiscal year that uses as a fiscal year label. So if we choose end week of this fiscal year, it is showing FY22. If we choose start week of the fiscal year, it will show FY21. As per the requirement, we have to choose end week of the fiscal year or start week of the fiscal year. And next number of past and future years, as per the requirement, we choose this. And extra week for 53-week year fall in the periods. This means for every year we have only 52 weeks, but for approximately for every 6 years we get an extra week, that is 53rd week. So it is asking to show the 53rd week in which month. So we have to set up the month here. If we select as 6, in the 6 months the extra week will provide. And for week format, there are 3 types of week formats: numbered, week commencing, and week ending. Week commencing is like starting of the week. Week ending means end of the week. So as per the requirement, we choose this type. Number is W. Week commencing is, it will show like W by C. Week ending will show like W by E. And we can also include here quarter totals, half-year totals, year-to-date summary, year-to-go summary, and total of all periods. And the next calendar type is general. When we want to show the data only in weeks, in that case we use this type of calendar. We can choose any start date that we want. We can choose any month and any year, like that. And we have to provide here how many number of weeks that we want to see the data. We can provide 23 or 6 or 4, like that. So we can also provide a current period according to the number of weeks here. After applying, it just get applied in the model. So the next calendar type is 4 weeks period. This 4 weeks accounting cycle will divide the 13 accounting periods for every 4 weeks, or we can say 13 accounting periods for exactly 28 days. This in general time we can say this as accounting cycle or journey cycle. But in most cases, it will use by the restaurants or bank sectors to provide an extra accounting period for pay slips or to do some other work in that. End of the fiscal year, this will all the same like the previous calendar type as 445, 454, and 544. So we get a new option called quarter totals. In this, we can choose in which period the quarters should fall, like how many quarters should fall in which month, like that. 4 quarters, 3 quarters in second period, 3 quarters in third period, 3 quarters in last period. As per the requirement, we have to choose these quarters. After applying, this will affect in the model. So this is about the model calendar. Next, I'm going to time ranges. So time ranges are the type of dimension that are used in models, and we can restrict the range of periods into which the data can be entered or displayed. It will all depend upon the model calendar type that we are taking. We can take only the model calendar type, but we can take longer or shorter than the model calendar time scale. It will not reflect if we change anything in the time ranges, it will not reflect to the all the models. When we have a large amount of data, we take this type of time ranges. So this time ranges I will show in the workspace. So here we have a few options called new and edit. If we want to create a new time range, then we have to click on new. So here we have to provide a name. The naming convention should be good. So as of now, here I'm giving FY22 to FY23. FY22 to FY23. So we have to check starting period. Here I'm taking 1st Jan of 22, and we have to provide number of periods that we want to see in the module. Like I want to see two periods, 22 and 23. If we give one period, it will show only 22 fiscal year. If we select two, it will show 22 and 23. And we can also include quarters of year totals, year to go, year to date, and total of all. And we have to click on save time ranges. The time range got created, and we have an option called edit. If you want to edit anything in the start period or number of periods, we can edit, but be cautious when we are editing, because when we add future years or we add past years, it may lead to the loss of data. So we have to be careful when we are changing the periods. And we can also delete the time range easily by just clicking it, and just by clicking on OK. The time range got deleted here. So this is about the time ranges and model calendar. And the next slide is about list. What is a list? List are the dimensions like time, versions, and or use it to form that in rows, columns, or pages in the modules. And the list are the key elements of a model. And we can also say the list is a transactional data. That means the lists are not changed frequently. If we change anything in the list, it will directly apply to all the modules where we are taking this list as a dimension. So we have to be cautious when we are changing anything in the list. And we can take n number of lists we want in each module. Model builders use this list to group related items in a model. For example, employees, product, departments, geography like country, region, location, and etc. And we can also create hierarchies within the list, like creating a parent-child relationship to them. And next is how to create a list. First, I will show this in the workspace. We have two underneath the model settings tab. We have general called option general list. We can create a list in two ways. Either we can create a list by just clicking here, or else we can create by clicking on the general list here by clicking on the insert. The organization list is a default list. We cannot delete this, but we can rename this. So I'm just as of now I'm keeping just like that. We have options like open, insert, delete, export, refresh. Now I'm just creating a new list to show you all. I'm giving here as new list. Here we have an option called to in which place it should fall, before organization or after organization or starting or ending. I'm just clicking on end, and we should click on OK. Here now the new list got created. If you want to reorder that, we can also choose reorder option like ascending, descending, or we can move top, up, down, bottom, etc. After changing anything in this, we have to just click on apply. If you want to open this list, just click on open. So here we have an options tree view, grid view, properties, subsets, and configure. This I will show in later. So this is a creation of a list. Next slide is about types of list. So there are 5 types of list in Anaplan. They are flat list, composite list, number list, list subset, and pick list. First list is flat list. It is a type of list that does not have any parent relationship. It's just a flat list. It will not have any parent-child relationship. This I will show in the workspace how to get that. Here I'm creating a new list called flat list, or I'm creating the file using the size data, so I'm just giving as size. I'm keeping this position as n at n. Here I'm opening the list. I'm just importing the data by taking a file from the source. The file type should be .csv or .text. Without any that, it will not take. We had to just click on upload new file. After that, we have to select the path. I'm just taking this. Just click on open. After selecting the file, we get some file options called text coding, column separators. If we change this, it will look like this. As per the requirement, we have to change this column separators, but the comma is good, and this is perfect. And the header row, data first row. This is size code and size name is the header rows. This looks perfect. If you want to change anything to the next column, next row, we have to select increase or decreasing this. First data row is also in third. No, it is not perfect. Now we have to change this to second. So it looks good. If it is a perfect, we have to move to the next step. But before that, we have to set the default file. There are 3 options for default files. One is keep private, admins only, and one is everyone. Keep private means the file will disappear after 48 hours. Admins only means the person who uploaded the file can see, and admins can also see the file. Everyone means the person who uploaded the file, admins, and users can also see with some API connect, Anaplan connect. So the best practice is to keep this as admins only, and just this data looks good. I'm just moving to the next step. Here it will ask mapping from source to target. Here we should give a size name. Flat list does not have any parent, so I'm just keeping the parent column as blank. Here I have size code. For code, I'm just giving the size. For standard list, the items are uniquely identified by name or code. So here I'm selecting code, and I'm clicking on running import. See here, I got a file created, no ignores, no failures. I'm just closing this. Here I got the file uploaded correctly. So this is a flat list. If you want to keep a top level to this, we can keep like all sizes. The top level will provide meaning to our data. So that's why I'm just keeping. It will roll up all the sizes underneath all sizes. It will roll up to the top level, and we can also see this data in the grid view, like it will show all the list items, parent, and the code. The parent I gave top level, so it is taking as a parent, but it is a flat list. Next list is composite list. Composite list is also known as hierarchy list. Composite list are 2 or more lists that are organized in a tree or parent-child relationship. Like one is we have to create a parent-child relationship between the 2 lists. So I will show it in the workspace by taking 2 lists. Here I'm taking Here I'm just inserting a 2 list called G1 region and G2. We can provide n number of lists, but it should be 1 per line. Here I'm selecting at n and clicking on OK. Here now we got a 2 list got created. If the data is small, we can enter the data in the list manually also. Here I will show how to how to enter data manually. Here I am just giving the G2 country parent as G1 region to show the parent-child relationship to you. I'm just opening this. Now I'm entering manually because the data is very small. Americas and Europe and Asia Pacific. And here these are the 3 list items that I created in the G1 region. So for this I am giving the code to them. For Americas I am giving AMER. Next for Europe EMEA. Next for Asia Pacific APAC. Here we can assign parent there, or we can also assign parent here. There are 2 options to assign the parent. Here I'm assigning a top level called all regions. And just click on apply. It got applied. All the list items are rolling up into all regions. We can see here. And for G2 country, I'm importing the data. I have assigned the parent as G1 region here. Just importing the data. Click on upload new file. Here I'm taking countries. And this file looks good. I'm just proceeding with this. Here I'm just keeping admins only. Here I'm taking G2 country as country name, parent as parent, country code as country code. I'm just assigning with a country only, code only. Click on run import. The list got created successfully and there are no ignores, no failures in this. See, the list got updated successfully. All the childs, that is countries, are rolled up into regions. This is called parent-child relationship. Here we can see this. All the parents for these countries, this is a parent for these countries, and this is a parent for these countries. And all codes also we can see here. And the naming convention should be very clear. We have to give any numbers followed by a list name for composite list, or we can say hierarchy list. So this is about composite list. And next is number list. Number list contains a system generated unique identifier for each list item. We have 3 reasons to use a number list: when we have duplicates in our file, or when the name exceeds 60 characters we use on that time, when the user wants to edit the data, we will upload the data in the UX page. In that time, the data should be in a number list because they can edit or delete by mistakenly. So we may get errors on that time. So if we take number list there, the system will generate automatically with unique identifiers. So we will not get any errors on that time. So the best option to give in the UX pages, the number list. I have a data with the duplicate values. First, I will take with the standard list to show you how we get errors when we have duplicates, and after that I will show with the number list. To show the difference between the standard list and number list, I'm just creating this. Here I'm creating a list called opt data. I'm just placing it at end. So first I'm taking this as a standard list just to show how the errors will come if we have any duplicates in our data. After that I will also show with the number list. I'm just opening this. I will import this data. Click on upload new file, and I'm just taking opportunity data. Click on open. this all looks good. See here, we have two 805, 805. That means duplicate keys, duplicate numbers in the same data. So I'm just keeping this as admins only. Then click next. Click on S. Here I'm taking opportunity number. There is no parent to this and there is no code in our data. So I'm just giving opportunity number. Now I'm just giving with the name only. I'll run the import. Now we'll get ignores. Let's check with that. See, 59,000 got created, 29,000 got ignored because another row has been already been processed with this key. Because we have duplicates, that's why those values got ignored. We can see those in details. See, same numbers got ignored. So in this case, we have to use number list for this type of data. Here I'm creating a new list called op data hash. When we are creating a number list, we must take this hash. It is a best practice to take. I'm just keeping this as n and OK. So here I'm just opening this. Here in the configure tab, we need to give this as a number list by just providing a tick mark as true, and we have to apply. After that, we need to create a properties to display the names with these properties. Here I'm taking of number and product type. So the format should be text because number will not accept any text in that, but text will accept both numbers and text. So here I'm just taking text to both. I'm copying here and I'm just pasting. Next, in the general list, after creating a property, we should assign the property in the display name property. Here I'm just applying opportunity number. Instead of #1, #2, #3, it will show the opportunity numbers. So for that purpose, display name property will work. I'm just opening this. Now I will get import the data. Here for number list, we should not give anything in the first column. It should be empty. There is no parent and there is no code. And for opportunity number, I'm taking opportunity number. For number list, the items will uniquely identify by only code or combination of properties. Here I'm just choosing combination of properties, and here I'm taking opportunity number and product type. Click on run import. Here, see, now all the list items got updated, created successfully. There are no ignores, no errors in this. This is the difference between a standard list and numbered list. See, the duplicate values also got created in this by just assigning it as a numbered list and creating a properties to that. So this is about numbered list. And the next list is about list subset. A list subset is a list of items from a larger list that match a certain criteria. For example, if we have 1,000 employees in an organization, when we want to check whether the employee is active or not, in that case, we use list subset to check whether the employee is active or not. So I will just show it in the workspace. In the general list, I'm taking a tool list called E1 departments and E2 employees. Here I'm placing it to the end. I'm just clicking OK. For E2 employees, I'm giving this as a parent of E1 departments. I'm just importing the data into the E1 departments by clicking on import, upload new file, departments data, open. Here the data looks good. I'm just keeping this file as admins only. Then next, click on yes. Here we should take a department name. There is no parent for the even departments. I'm just keeping that as blank. Department code only, and run import. Here the items got successfully created. There are no ignores in that. Here I'm just giving a top level to that as all departments. Clicking on apply. We can see the data in this form. In the grade view, it will look like this. In the E2 employees, I'm just creating a list subset. In the list subset, we can insert like this. I'm just giving as E2 employees followed by colon, and I need to check whether the employee is active or not. So I'm giving active question mark. So the naming convention should be is in this way for list subset. List name followed by colon and list subset name. Just click on OK. So now the list subset is created. By default, the list subset format is Boolean. It will show only whether it is true or false. I will show it in the tree. See, this got created like checkboxes. I'm just importing the data as employees. The data looks good. Here I'm taking as employees, parent as department code because we assigned E2 employees as department code. Code for code, E2 employees active for active. I'm just checking with this as code. Now the data got successfully created without any ignores failures. See, here we can see all the employees in the sales department, all the employees in the production, executive, finance, HR. So here if we go into the grid view, it will show the employee is active or not by ticking this as a true. When the employee is not active, it will show as a false, like this. So this is about list subset. Next list is about pick list. Pick list is also known as drop down list. It is used to allow end users to select from the list values when entering data into the module or user experience page. It is mainly used in the user experience page to show the users to select from the drop down list when they want to see another type of any type of data they want. So these are the types of list. Next, moving to next slide. What is a module? Modules are the multidimensional home for the data. In this, we can add more than 2 dimensions in a single module. This is the main best advantage of Anaplan. And we create modules in a model. Modules work together to form a model. Modules are made up of line items and dimensions from the central library. By default, all the modules contain time as a dimension. Next is module approach. While building the module, we have to follow a standard approach called DISCO. So the DISCO stands for data, input, system, calculations, and output. The data will hold all the data like source data, transactional data, and data hubs. These can be referenced at anywhere and multiple times wherever we want in the model. Input module will provide input like designed for the user entries in the UX page. This is mainly built for the users, which is used in the UX pages, and we have to avoid mixing of calculation module and output module. System is a foundation of a model. We have to enable model builders to create list system modules in the central library, and we have to assign some attributes to them, and these line items can be referred anywhere in the module wherever we want. And system modules are often used for time management, filters, list attributes, modules, mappings, etc. We can refer it to everywhere. Calculation modules. group similar calculation structures together in a single module when possible. All the calculations are held in a single module. Outputs, these are the reporting modules and these are the output of the calculation modules, and we'll place these output modules in the user experience page to show the data to the users for for building their business and to make decisions for their daily work. So this is the module approach we need to follow while building a model. Next is how to create modules. To create a module, first we need to select modules in the model settings bar. Next, select insert module, type the module name, type the line items in the line items box, click on OK. This I will show in the workspace. So underneath the model setting tabs, we have an option called modules. We have to open this. We have now few options called open, insert module, export, refresh, etc. So here, when we want to insert a new module, we have to just click on insert module. Here we have to provide a module name called sample module. In pages, see here, time is a built-in dimension in a model. We can drag here into the pages or rows or wherever we want. This the line items also we can place in pages, columns or rows. As of now, I'm taking it in the columns, and we can create n number of line items as one per line. So here I'm just taking as sample data. Just click on OK. The module got created. The time range is, the model calendar is calendar type months, quarters, years, and the current fiscal year is only 22. That's why it is showing it in the module 22. Here we have included quarter totals. If you want to remove, we can just uncheck that and apply. Click on OK. It got reflected to the module. So we have to be cautious when we change anything in that time. So this is a creation of a module. Next slide is about versions. So versions are used to compare different scenarios in a model. Like when we want to compare actual data with the sales data, like that, in that case, we'll use these versions. Versions are the default dimensions in a model. In that, we can also create a rolling forecast by using switchover. Model builders can combine an actual data with the forecast data on a switchover date to create a rolling forecast. This means when we want to switch the data from actual to forecast, we'll need to add a switchover to the forecast version. Then the values will be switched from actual to forecast prior to the switchover time range. So it will show, this will I show in the workspace. Underneath the model settings tab, we have an option called versions. So by default, there are two versions called actual and forecast. We cannot delete this actual, but we can rename this. We can delete this forecast version if we want. If we choose this current version, it becomes a default version for line items and formulas whenever we take this versions as a dimension. And if we take a forecast as a current version, by default, when we open a model, it will show the forecast dimension by default. This actual will be the for actual version only. We cannot enable or disable it. Whenever we create a version, the switchover will be automatically coming. If we don't want to add switchover, we just give a backspace and click enter and click on OK. So these are the settings in versions. We can also delete if you want to insert anything in the version. We have to just click on insert. I'm just adding a version called budget. Here they will ask the position where to keep this budget. I'm just clicking on N and that's OK. The budget version got created. When we want to delete this budget, just click on delete. We have to choose the budget, then click OK. The budget version got deleted. If you want to reorder, we can do this, ascending, descending, like that, and click on apply. Next is switchover. For this, I'm taking and create for to show versions. I'm just creating a module called version module. To take version as a dimension, we should drag and drop here. We can drop in pages, columns, or rows. Wherever we want, we can add this. And here I'm taking the line item as sales data. Click on apply. And next, here, if I'm just sorry, I'm just applying a switchover to the forecast. We cannot add switchover to the actual because it is an actual data. We cannot do anything for that. So here I'm just passing some random values in the actual, like 100 to all by clicking just copy across. I'm just passing all these values. And here I'm applying forecast, switch over to the forecast as April 22. Now the data will get switched from actual version to forecast version before April 22 timescale. Here we can check this. This is actual data and this is the forecast. See here, before April 22, all the data got switched from actual to forecast. And this is non-editable. We cannot edit this data. If we remove this switchover, sorry for that. If we remove this switchover, the values will get as 0. So we have to be cautious when we use this switchover. See, the values got changed here. And we have one more option in this as edit from edit to. Edit from edit to or start of timescale and end of timescale. When we want to edit the data between a range of time periods, we will use this option. Here I'm just keeping the month as Jan 22. Here the end timescale as March 22. Here I'm applying to the actual data. So here I gave here Jan 22 and March 22. Between this time range, we can edit the data easily. After this time range, we cannot edit the data. It is in non-editable state. So this is about the edit to edit from options. And this is about the versions, switch over and edit from edit to options. And the next slide is about model schema. What is a model schema? It is a roadmap of the entire model and it is the outline of your vision for the final output you wish to have in Anaplan. Before building the modules, first we need to draw a sketch of an entire model. What are the modules we are taking in a model, and we have to follow the standard approach called DISCO, data input system calculation output. In that form only we have to build the models, and here we can also see the connection between the models. And here it is a data module. As per the color, it is showing what is data, what is input, and what is output. So this is about model schema. What is model map? A map that provides a visualization of the entire model, and it will all the modules are embedded into different functional areas. According to the functional areas, this model map will show, and it will also show the connection between the models. If we zoom the functional module, it will show what list we are taking, what dimensions we are taking, and what line items we are taking. I will show this in the workspace. So I'm taking this from the existing model, which I have created recently. I'll show this from level 1. So underneath the model settings tab, we have an option called model map. We have to click on that to check the model map. So this is the model map of the entire model we have built in the particular model. We have options called zoom in. We can zoom that model map. We can zoom out this model map, and it is a fixed type, 1:1 ratio. It is a fixed size. When we want to collapse this all functional areas, we have to just click on that. These are the functional areas that we have created. Each function area will show the color code. And when we want to expand these function areas, we have to just click on this. And we can also select particular modules to show only those modules. Here we need to click here. And if you want to show all, we just click on clear selection. If we zoom in, it will show all the list that we have taken, line items and dimensions here. And it will also show the connections between the each module. So it will help to visualize the data in a single check, what modules are done in a single model. So this is about a model map. And this is a last slide. So in this session, I have concluded the following contents like introduction to Anaplan, getting ready to build, time version, list, and modules. So thank you for this. So I'm done with the explanation now.
Hello. Hello, Rachana.
Yeah, Shweta.
Yeah, Rachana. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Recording stop చేస్తావా? Have you stopped?